Everyone, thanks for being here today for our news brief. Well, first I want to start off by thanking our staff here at the city who, through this difficult time, have worked tirelessly in altering our programs so that they can be safe given the current pandemic and also accessible while folks are socially distancing. We have bragged about what is going on at the library before, particularly when people are learning from home, utilizing the library's drive-through services as well as their online content to help supplement student learning. And we are just excited that we have Mr. Jones here to tell us more about what the library is currently doing in this pandemic to make sure that we are serving our community with a great product. So, Mr. Jones?
Thank you, Mayor. All right, so at long last, we are ready to kick off our 13th Big Read Wichita program. This annual community-wide reading program is made possible through a grant through the National Endowment for the Arts and Arts Midwest. And the purpose of this program is to broaden our understanding of our world, our communities, and ourselves through the joy of sharing a good book. This year, we're reading Circe by Madeline Miller, a spellbinding book about the lesser-known goddess Circe you know from Greek mythology. Don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek mythology. You don't have to know much about it to enjoy this book. We'll kick off this year's virtual Big Read on Saturday, January 9th at 2:30 p.m. on KPTS Channel 8 and online at kpts.org with a virtual kickoff celebration featuring harp performances by Ann Reddy and Faith O'Neill, Mediterranean cooking demonstrations from K-State Research and Extension Sedgwick County, and plenty of Big Read Wichita history. Residents who tune into the virtual kickoff will also get to hear about the secret spot they can come to later that evening from 5 to 7 p.m. to pick up their free copy of Circe, get a list of virtual programs, and begin reading and participating in this year's event. This year's program is going to be completely virtual for the first time and will feature many live and pre-recorded programs on Zoom and through our Big Reads YouTube channel. These programs include small loom weaving from City Arts, keynotes about Greek mythology, Mediterranean cooking demonstrations from K-State Research and Extension, and a special mobile challenge on the library's Beanstack mobile app that asks participants to complete 8 challenges to be eligible for prizes. The Big Read will begin on January 9th and will run through February 21st, 2021. And for more information, you can visit bigreadwichita.org.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. And again, that's bigreadwichita.org. Is that correct? Very good. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a really exciting new feature that we have added or been able to add to the Alexa smart speaker. A lot of folks might not know the technology for smart speakers actually started with accessibility. With folks who might not be able to read on a small screen or might be visually impaired, utilizing that voice technology actually allowed better access to the internet and to the content there. And this kind of merged into its own market, such as smart speakers. So what we're doing now is allowing a very easy feature with our Alexa, with folks' Alexa's apps or your smart speaker so that you can utilize the voice commands to get information about park and recreation programs. This will make this Parks and Rec programs more accessible and also easier to plan around. So with that, we have, I think it's Miss Katie, and we also have Miss Shauna, but I'm not sure if she's coming up. So just Katie? All right. Come up and tell us more about this program.
Thank you, Mayor. We're super excited to have our new Alexa skill, Wichita Parks, and we're getting in on the ground floor as the skill and Alexa moves into municipalities. So we're very excited to be one of the first to have it within the nation. Currently, 1/3 of the U.S. citizens have smart speakers, and 2/3 of that utilize Alexa. Numbers over the last 5 years have grown from 45 skills to today 100,000. These figures show the importance of staying current and following technological trends in order to better serve our community and interact with our customers. The Wichita Park Skill responds to information about numerous topics within the Park and Recreation Department. Users can ask for information on how to book a tee time or reserve a tennis court, as well as get more information on classes offered or how to rent a facility within our department. Once a question is asked, Alexa answers with one of our preloaded responses. Once they provide a phone number, Alexa can even text direct links to our website or other phone numbers that they can contact. Plus, push notifications can be sent to users about upcoming events or services that are offered. These would go out whenever we need to. Advertising events like open streets or Halloween events, holiday festivities, anything that might be a big free community event to the public. Since launching the new Wichita Parks app last week, we've already had 100 unique users enable the skill, which we're incredibly excited about. It's just 100 over 1 week, so we're anticipating that number to grow vastly over the next year. Be on the lookout for the Wichita Park and Rec Facebook page. We are going to be doing some demonstration videos to show you how to utilize the Alexa skill with Wichita Parks more easily and give you some ideas of what you can actually do with it. So we just encourage you to keep on lookout for the City of Wichita Park and Recreation page, and we'll have some more fun videos for you.
Thank you, Katie. So the last thing we're going to discuss is our KEPP program. These are it's the short for Kansas Eviction Prevention Program. We are asking folks who might be having troubles during this COVID economy with rent to reach out to our housing department by December 15th and to see if you qualify for this rental assistance program that can actually be backdated from January up until now for folks who have shown that throughout the crisis they have experienced economic hardship that has caused them to not be able to pay their rent. This program can back pay up to $5,000 for those who qualify. It's paid with federal money, which also means with the CARES Act we have to have it, I believe, we have to, I guess, have it budgeted within this month, so the cutoff is the 15th of December, so we want to get this information out there. We know that Wichitans, do better when they have to, I guess, stress less about rent and utilities. We want folks in a strong position when the next year comes in. So please, if you're someone who might qualify for this program, please take advantage of it. You're not just doing yourself a favor, you're doing us a favor as well. We want people to be in a strong economic position as possible once we usher in the new year and start to close this final chapter on COVID, which hopefully will start today as the FDA takes a look at approving one of the vaccinations, which is something I don't have any update on, but we all know that's happening. So with that, for more information about these programs, or to apply, please visit wsccap@wichita.gov, or please reach out to. And again, that's wsccap@wichita.gov. And with that, I will take questions about anything at all, within reason.
I do have questions about this program. Are people taking advantage of it? Do they know? Have they been using it? Or do you guys see that there's a lot of resources still available to be allocated?
So it's a double-edged sword. And for those who didn't hear the question, I got to do better at repeating questions. The question was about this program, and I assume other programs that have been put in place to help folks through this tough time. Are they being taken advantage of? And it's kind of a double-edged sword with this update I got from the manager yesterday, where he told me that, yes, they have lots of applicants. They might even have a waiting list on some of these programs. And that's good and bad because, the good thing is we don't want the money that we have allocated to help folks in need to not be utilized to help those folks in need. At the same extent, if we have a waiting list, if we are seeing such a high need, as mayor, as someone who wants our city to start off the new year on, the strongest position, that's also bothersome because it shows that the need might actually outweigh the resource. But to answer your question, there's nothing worse than in public policy than to create a policy that you think is going to be good and then to either have it not needed or not utilized. It looks like these programs are being utilized, and of course there is a need. And it's really thanks to media, thanks to folks like you guys who come in and help us get the word out to those folks who might not otherwise know.
Unemployment benefits, federal unemployment benefits are about to expire in a couple weeks. That's going to, if there is no more relief coming in, that's going to really stress a lot of families. Sedgwick County has the highest unemployment rate in the state of Kansas. Can you talk about that?
I can talk about it, and the question was about the unemployment rate, and really some of these unemployment benefits that are expiring soon. And I can talk about it, but I want to first put in just a bullet point that at our level of government, there's really not anything we do at the city level to address unemployment. We have a pretty large budget compared to other municipalities, but really our budget compared to like a legislative budget at the state level where they do take on these type of issues. When I was ranking member on the higher education budget committee, the budgets for our universities were actually larger than our city budget. So to put that in context, it's better served at the state level because the state has a larger budget for this. What we're also seeing, though, is some of these benefits were created during the CARES Act, during when Congress actually passed legislation to try to help folks who are suffering from the coronavirus, both economically and health-wise. And sadly, we're seeing that although I guess there was some hope that we're going to get something through Congress, we can't guarantee that. One of the things that we have learned through this crisis is that this isn't a Will Smith movie, right? Like the idea that we would have trucks from the federal government coming in with resources and everyone would put their differences aside and we would work together towards this. It's really been the local government taking on some of the immediate needs of our community more so than the federal government. So with that, I'm hopeful that the federal government will pass one of the bipartisan pieces of legislation that are designed to help those who are suffering right now, particularly with unemployment. Our unemployment system was not designed to handle this, to handle a pandemic. Our unemployment system was designed for folks who are between jobs. And this has been 8-9 months. So, and also expose some weaknesses at the state level, like the fact that the database that the state uses, and I feel like I can knock them a little bit because I used to be one of them, right? Was made in like the 70s. Like imagine firing up a computer with a database from the 70s now and trying to handle today's demand. Like imagine like figuring out you had Netscape on your computer and then you fired it up and tried to browse the internet with that now. Like it would probably crash. And we saw some of that with the high demand at the state level. So it's a layered issue. It's going to take intergovernment coordination to really address. But again, I'm hoping that we'll see some action at the federal level which will allow us to better address those needs. It's probably the longest way to answer that. Sorry, Megan. Anyways. Guys, any anything? No? All right, very good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate not only you all being here, but also just help us get the word out for some of these programs. If you need anything, just reach out. Be happy to chat. Thank you.